But what we're talking about today is how to prepare for your first swim meet. Not just prepare for it, but the preparation, the actual meet, the post meet. Okay. So the first part of this is the pre meet section, which would be you're going to a swim meet. Now, what do I do? Well, it's going to vary by team. So um, some teams you're going to sign up yourself. Other teams, the coach is going to sign you up. It's going to work differently. But the two main ways of doing it would be one, you log into your team's portal, which is usually Team Unify, and you're going to say, yes, we're going, and here are the events. You're going to pick the events, right? The other way would be where you just go in and say yes or no that you're going or not, and then the coach will pick the events. And that's going to vary by team. The third way would be, especially with some older kids, there just may be requirements. You're going to this meet. We signed you up. Well, let's say it's the first version where you're going to go in, say, yes, we're coming to the meet, and here's the events to pick. The events you're going to pick, it's going to show you what's available. So if you're a newer parent, you probably have a younger swimmer, and you're just going to pick what's available, or pick what the coach tells you to pick. Usually with the really little kids, you're going to do freestyle and back, 25 free, 25 back. That's it. You might do some other 25s. You won't even really do any 50s if you're 6, 7. Once you get to 8 or 9, whatever. And your coach will tell you, hey, don't do this, or hey, make sure you do that. Or, like I said, they'll just pick them for you. So once that's done, this has to be done a week or so in advance. Usually the deadline for entries is maybe a week beforehand or something like that. It depends on the meet. After that, you're going to get what's called a psych sheet. Now, that might be sent to you via email. Your coach might send it to you, might be posted somewhere. But that's going to show you that your swimmers in the meet and where they fit in, what events they're in. And the psych portion of it is going to psych you up, is going to show you, the first seed, the fastest seed, all the way to the no times. And if you're a brand new swimmer, you're not going to have any times. So you're going to be at the end of that list. That's fine. You don't have any times yet. You're going to get your times. But you're going to see your swimmers in that event. All right. Along with that psych sheet information, you're likely to get information from your coach about when to show up, warm-up times. So if you find, if you look online and say, okay, this meet is in such and such pool at 9 a.m., that does not mean to get there at 9 a.m. You have to be there for warm-ups. Warm-ups are very important. And those times are going to vary a lot. At big meets, there might be an A warm-up and a B warm-up. So A warm-up might have to be there at, I don't know, 7 o'clock, and B warm-up's at 8 o'clock when the meet doesn't start till 9. Important point here is make sure you get the information from your coach as to what time you're supposed to be there. You want to be there, a few minutes before that time, because you got to find a parking space and da 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 da. So what are you going to bring? What are you going to pack? There's a saying in my house. It's called suit, cap, and goggles. So that was always the bare minimum. When we're pulling out of the driveway, I would always say, you got suit, cap, and goggles? And if you do, then you're swimming. You're getting in your events, right? It would be great to have other things, but if you have suit, cap, and goggles, we know that you're going to get some times today. Towels, probably more towels than you think. They got their swim bag. They don't need equipment. Equipment's not usually allowed in warm-up pools, so forget the fins and snorkels and all that stuff. Suit, cap, goggles, towels, water. Swimming's that tricky sport where you don't realize you're getting dehydrated, but you are. Snacks. Is it a longer meet? If it's a short meet, it's an hour or something like that, you don't need a lot of snacks, but some of these meets get pretty long. We all know that. Those of us that have been around for a while. So, pack some good snacks that, are going to keep them fueled up. Water, water, extra goggles, extra caps, extra suits, all that stuff is good. A camp chair, someone to sit. It depends on the facility. Some facilities are going to have bleachers. Some facilities, hopefully bring a chair, or else you're going to be sitting on the ground. Where are you going to be sitting? The parents. Do you need to buy admission ahead of time? Most of this information is going to come from the coaches. Also, if you get bored in the stands, as I've stated in a prior video, you can always volunteer. It takes so many people to run a swim meet. And yes, to become an official or something like that, there's some certification steps that are required. But to time or to help out at hospitality or concessions or something like that, it doesn't require anything. So if you don't want to sit in the stands, maybe it's a longer meet. You've seen the timeline. Timelines oftentimes come out with a psych sheet and it'll tell you exactly when everything happens. And you say, well, geez, I don't know if I want to hang out for 2 hours in the stands. That's fine. Find a marshal or somebody that looks like they're helping run the meet, and see if you can volunteer. So that's all the pre-meet stuff. Now you've gotten to the meet. You're there, right? So now what do we do? Well, you're here. So go find a seat. Go find a good location, for taking some pictures or some videos. You're going to be separated from your swimmer. Parents aren't allowed on the pool deck. You'll be able to see everything, but USA Swim rules have some requirements for people that are actually on the deck versus versus spectators or whatever. So find a good location to camp out. Could be in the bleachers, could be on the other side of a fence. Every facility is a little bit different, that's for sure. So what you're going to look for is a heat sheet, right? So we talked about psych sheet. That was earlier. That was to psych everybody up, show the seed times and all that. The heat sheet's going to show you exactly where your swimmer's swimming. So for the swimmers out there, this is going to show you where to be when you need to be at the block. So it might say event 1 is 50 free, and you're in event 1, heat 4, lane 3. So that means you're going to see heat 1 go off, heat 2 go off, heat 3 go off, and then heat 4, you better be behind lane 3. Parents, that's when you're going to want to look for your swimmer, because you're going to want to take pictures, you want to get videos, so we can post this stuff. It's exciting, right? So get a heat sheet. Where are you going to get a heat sheet from? It used to be you would buy them there. They were all printed out and you buy them there. Typically now, and it's going to depend on the meet as everything, it's going to be available either your coach might send it to you in a PDF, or you might go to a website and it's there. You can download it. It might be available in Meet Mobile. So Meet Mobile is an app you're going to become very familiar with. It's free to download. It's like $6 or $7 a year, per year, not per month, to get results, which you'll want to do. And oftentimes lane placements are in Meet Mobile as well. It's a pretty easy app to use, and you'll get very familiar with it because you're going to look up all kinds of times, and it's fun. And it goes back years. The archives are all in there. So while the meet's going on, just if you're the parent, just observe, have a good time, take some videos, take some pictures. Hopefully, if you're the swimmer, you got your water, you got your snacks, you're in the right place at the right time, and you're ready for your heats. You're warming up, you're cooling down, doing all the things your coaches are telling you to do, and have a good time. So now the meet's over. It's been a few hours, whatever. You got to swim your 2, 3, 4 events, whatever it is. Now it's time for the ride home. Make sure you get some food. Make sure you get some water. Make sure you clean up around your area. So not very many facilities. I can't speak for other LLCs, but a lot of the facilities are not staffed in a way that there's janitors and a cleaning crew that comes through. So please, pick up around your area if there's garbage or whatever. Make sure your swimmers got their towels and parkas and anything that they came with that you're also taking out with you, because you end up replacing a lot of this stuff over the years. Everyone's had lost caps, lost goggles, lost suits, etc., etc. So try to take all your stuff with you. Ride home in the car. I've said before, swimming is a very mental sport, more so than I really understood for years, frankly. And you can tell them they did great. You can tell them they didn't do great. You can just be quiet. I'm not here to tell you how to talk with your swimmer, but I'm here to tell you that just be positive or be quiet would be my specific advice. I think that would have been better. I think I wish I would have done that more. The be quiet or be positive or be quiet options, and let them decompress, because there's just a lot going on after a meet's over. And swimming is that it just kind of puts you out there. Everyone can see your time. Everyone's on Meet Mobile. You're it's this fear of being perceived, or you've been exposed, for good or for bad, and it just can be a lot mentally. So give your swimmer time to decompress. Expect a different kind of practice that following, at least maybe that following day. You're going to have a recovery practice, maybe not for the little kids, but as they get older, they have what's called a recovery practice, which will be kind of a different style of practice, which helps their muscles recover from going all out that previous weekend. And but otherwise, rest, food, water, those are all like the post meet things that you want to do. And so bonus, prelims finals meets. So when they get a bit older, they're going to go to meets called prelims finals meets. Normal meets are called timed finals, which means if you were seated like 50th, but you had the fastest time at prelims, then you win, right? It doesn't matter. It's time finals. It's just the results are listed in to how everyone swam in prelims or in the time final session. And but you get a bit older, they do prelims finals. So prelims finals are going to swim in the morning, and you're going to swim potentially in the afternoon or evening. So let's say you got 60 swimmers in the 50 free, and it's an 8-lane pool, and we're doing ABC finals. So that means we got 24 swimmers coming back. So 60 in prelims, 24 in finals. So the 60 swimmers are all fighting to get into finals in the morning, and the top 24 are coming back that night to swim again. And final swims are where oftentimes you just see some amazing swims. I don't know what it is. Again, very, very mental sport. So you'll see drops in finals that don't even make sense sometimes. Like, oh, where was that ever? Um, but so advice for prelims finals. In between prelims finals, this is not a time to like, hey, we're on iDrive at the Rosen Aquatic Center. I guess we can go over to Disney for 4 or 5 hours between prelims and finals. Bad idea, obviously. Go back to the hotel, rest, water, stay hydrated, get some food, good, quality, real type food stuff. And, I would say the phrase I would use is like meet them where they're at, which would say if they're chatty and want to talk, and want to watch a movie, that's great. If they're quiet and they just kind of want to focus, yeah, do that too. They're trying to mentally prepare for those final swims. And so let them do it. Meet them where they're at. If they're active, be active with them. If they're want to take a nap, let them. Once finals is over, circle back to 2 minutes before in the video. Same deal. Be positive or be quiet. My advice only. Let the coaches coach, and food, water, get them hydrated, get them fed. And at that point, get them home. It's late, if the meet's over, or get them back to the hotel if the meet is still going on the next day. Well, that's it. There's a lot really more that goes into that. It goes into, a meet. There's a lot of little details and whatnot that it's hard to put into even a, 8 or 9 minute video, whatever this is at this point. So if you got specific questions, you can ask your coach, but you can always ask me. I've gone to a lot of meets over the years, and I'm happy to answer as many questions as I can, either through DM, put them in the comments. And, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm Brett Ewald, General Chair, Florida Swimming.